Today, in Draw My Life, the scariest video games ever made. If you love the adrenaline rush of watching a horror movie, but you're always left wanting more, these video games will keep you gripped to your chair, scared to death. Stay until the end to tell us which one you would like to play.
The first aim of this game is to get out of a creepy house where we have been locked up by an old granny. That's why you have to avoid the old woman seeing you, and you also have to solve puzzles against the clock. You just have 5 days, which means 5 lives. Be careful. If you move too much or you make noises, the granny will chase you and kill you. The harder the level, the easier it is for the granny to catch you. Hide under the tables or bed, but do it fast. Your speed and skills will be essential. To get out of the house, you will need some specific objects to open the doors. For example, you can use some tools, keys or codes to open safes that will help you escape the prison. Those tools are usually hidden in the rooms, inside lockers or drawers. The problem is that every time you die, these objects change their position, so it's pointless trying to memorize it. In any case, it's useful to know what kind of objects you can find. For example, the hammer is essential for opening locked doors. You can use the pliers to break cables and the security in some doors. With a screwdriver, you can open wall sockets to find helpful codes. Let's put us in context. You wake up in a dark room where you can see a wardrobe and a drawer. Have a look inside. If you can see something, grab it. Get close to the door and open it. In that room, there's a secret room on one side, but it's covered with boxes. You'll be able to see the stairs. You have to go upstairs, and on the right, there's another secret room. You need a key to get inside. Don't forget to have a look in every drawer you come across. Shh, the granny is very close. Come on, hide in the closet. Later, go downstairs. You will find a room and a hidden corridor that leads to the basement. There, you will find another secret room behind some boxes. Push them to the left and get inside. But first of all, explore all the rooms to find new objects. Then you'll arrive to the backyard, where you will see a machine for cutting melon that hides a code inside. Hurry up! Hide! The granny heard you, and you're about to unlock the house! No, there's no time to grab the hammer. Hit her with your crossbow! Oh no! As you might already know, the controls are very simple but fast, and the graphics are, well, they are as scary as the silences and the disturbing music. We recommend you use headphones for a better experience. But be careful, it is said that if you play this game for a long time, you will teleport to the creepy house. If one day you receive in your computer a file called sonic.exe, don't open it. In this file, you will find a horrible game that can change your life, or even ruin it forever. This story started on a nice summer afternoon, when Tom saw the mailman put something in his mailbox. He found the box and a note that said, "Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it, he's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game, it's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please, Kyle." Despite the horrible note, Tom didn't listen to his friend. It was just a simple game, right? Tom installed the game in his computer, and he noticed that it was the first Sonic game, and he was like, awesome! But when he pressed start, there was a split second when he saw the title image turn into something much different. The sky had darkened, the title emblem was rusted and ruined, the Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. Sonic's eyes were dark and bleeding, and they looked hyper-realistic. The character select showed only Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik. He decided to choose Tails. Before the game started, it froze for a few seconds and he heard a creepy laugh. Finally, Tails appeared in the screen and Tom started playing. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the lever, there was nothing but flat ground and trees. Suddenly some animals started to appear on the screen. They were lying dead on the ground bleeding. The music changed and Tails had a saddened look on his face and started crying. After a few minutes, Tails was running up a hill and stopped because he saw Sonic. He was floating with his back against Tails, who was getting closer, and Tom felt that he was in danger. Suddenly, Sonic opened his eyes and they were black with red glowing dots and an evil smile. The screen suddenly turned black, and then white text appeared forming a message, saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" Tails looked as he was scared to death. He was making gestures to Tom as if he wanted him to get out of there as soon as possible. Even if the player and the character ran as fast as they could, Sonic finally catches Tails, and blood started to come down Sonic's eyes. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. Then Tom decided to pick Knuckles, and this time the level said, "You can't run." This level looked much different. It had the dark reddish sky and the ground looked like metal. When Sonic appeared in front of them, Knuckles looked very scared. He made Knuckles punch Sonic, but he couldn't beat him. Then Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for a few seconds. Tom shut off the game and took a break, but he had a disturbing nightmare. Tails and Knuckles were asking him why he gave up on them, and he suddenly woke up. He decided to continue playing, and he could only select Robotnik. This time, he was in some kind of pixelated hallway full of candlelights and a lot of paintings. Robotnik didn't look very nervous. Even if the walls have gotten darker and more reddish, the red torches were now blue. Suddenly, everything stopped, and he saw a very horrific image. The image showed a hyper-realistic Sonic standing in the darkness. You could actually see the lines of his blue fur. He had the most horrifying smile Tom had ever seen. Then he saw another horrible image. All the characters, Tails, Knuckles and Robotnik were dead and full of blood. Tom turned off the computer. He was really freaked out. He couldn't get the game out of the computer, so he turned the computer back on and he heard a voice right behind him. "Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom." He turned around to see where the voice came from, and what he saw made him scream. A Sonic plushie was smiling at him with blood stains under his eyes.
Among the old boxes in the attic, I found one box full of Game Boy's old video games. The Garfield game caught my attention. As a kid, I was a big fan of the series, and even though I knew that the games were pretty basic, I decided to play. I turned on the game and the menu popped up. I hit a new game and the screen went black for a few seconds. An animation introduced me to the game. A building in the middle of a forest. A sign tells me it's the Muncie Institute for the Mentally Ill. On the screen appear a hallway with 3 doors. I have to choose one of them. I choose the door on the left, but when I clicked on it, it didn't do anything. I kept getting, choose a different door. So I changed. I chose the middle door and another animation started. Suddenly a character showed up. I didn't recognize who it was. He was wearing a straight jacket and was in a cushion room full of letters and sketches. The bullets don't work, and I want lasagna, and the drawing of a cat with bat wings. The screen went black for a few seconds. The mutant Garfield appeared on the screen, scaring me. A sign tells me I'm at John's house. At the window, Audie looks out happily. Creepy music begins to play. I didn't have a good feeling about it, if I'm being honest. A strange, worm-like being with teeth appeared behind, and the screen went black again. John appeared in the living room behind the TV, hiding. His eyes were wide open, frightened. A sign tells me, "John, I can smell you," and a monstrous Garfield appeared in the room. I moved John out of the room, went into another one where I found Liz. A sign warns, "Find the hidden bones so I can turn them into a vaccine for Odie. It's not too late to save him." I wasn't quite getting what was going on in the game, but I kept moving John around the room. I found several bones and put them away. Another sign said, "I want lasagna." John's avatar moves on its own. I can control it, and he hides behind the wall. Garfield appeared again, asking for more lasagna. An explanatory screen showed up. Nermal is working for the government and needs John to get a blood sample from Garfield. If he fails, there will be consequences. Use Pookie Bear to distract Garfield. Now John comes up with a gun. Garfield is coming towards him. It looks like I have to shoot. I try to aim, but he moves too much. So I managed to aim for the eye and hit him squarely. John runs back out and goes into one of the rooms, hiding again. Garfield appeared with his bleeding eye from the gunshot.
"The bullets don't work, John."
I moved John throughout the house down to the basement. Once there, I swapped the shotgun for a can of gasoline. Out of nowhere, a cat appeared out of the darkness. He seemed harmless, but immediately turned into a mutant Garfield. 2 options popped up: throw gasoline or throw a candle. I hit the first option, and Joe throws the gas can at Garfield.
"What are you doing, John?"
Garfield opens his mouth and bites his hand. I managed to run away from Garfield. On the way, I encountered Pookie the bear with a lighter. Use the lighter or use Pookie, and John throws the lighter at Garfield. A flash of light, the sound of destruction, and John coming out from the under rubble of the house, covered in blood and with one hand missing. When it looked like it was all over, Garfield emerged from the wreckage, and a sign warned us.
"The world is going to end, John."
Another flash and sounds of bombs falling. one of which lands on Garfield and John. Game over. When it seems that the final credits of the games are about to roll up, the last sign appears. I'll keep you safe, John. I heard the sound of a beating heart. Garfield's head surfaced from the flames with the bat wings and flew away. On the screen, I see the scores of the game. 1 hour and 55 minutes played. It can't be! I've barely been able to move my avatar. I looked at the clock. Almost 2 hours had passed since I started playing. The game had consumed my time, and I barely remember being 10 minutes in. So, which one did you think was the scariest? Have you played any? Leave it in the comments and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.